Okay, so I've started recording. I think the music is probably going to be a little loud, but I wanted to record this and put it out to tell everybody, hey, what's up? I'm Jay. I am the host of Productivity and Tech, as well as the founder of the community and whatever. And a long time ago, I was doing these reflections, kind of getting my day wrapped up and idealized. Now, I can't promise that it's always going to be a video. The one thing that I can promise is that it's going to be in some form of content. Actually, let's do this. Let's pause the music really quick. Make sure. Oh, someone's listening. Hey, how are you? Please tell me what's up in the chat as soon as I can figure out how to pause that music. There we go. Boom. Perfect. All right. So, hey, what's up? Again, I'm Jay. This is the Productivity and Tech Pit Reflection. I'm going to start doing these again. I'm going to release some of audio as part of the podcast because people did say that they do kind of like this. I had some people in the community actually really enjoy these. So I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to put them out on video on YouTube. I'm also going to put them, I'm going to live stream them on Twitch. And I will also be getting into some live coding in just a bit. I think that person left. So, cool. So let's talk about today. Today I thought that something I spent the last month working on blew up in my face, which was kind of funny because I was talking with someone in the chat room, or not on the chat room, what am I talking about? On Twitter, who had also been working on something that had kind of blown up on them. And I definitely understand the fear of having something blow up. And that really made me want to question, what do you do when you're working on something and it just kind of blows up? By the way, you might hear some jingling. That's my dog in the background. They're eating their dinner, and one of them has a chain collar. Don't worry, it's not one of the ones that stabs you or anything. It's just a chain collar because they like to chew through their collars, and they can't chew through metal. So that's great. Anyway, so ignore the little sounds of clanking that you might hear. So, yeah, what do you do when you've worked on something for quite some time, or something that you've just been given even, and it blows up in your face? I'm going to shout out the person that I was talking to earlier today because I really want them to kind of get an idea as well of, that they're not the only ones, because that's definitely a horrible feeling. I think that's probably the first thing I would say is the first thing you got to do is know that you are not the only one. Hey, new viewer, please say what's up in the chat. It's good to meet you. But that person was Benjamin Spack on Twitter. Benjamin is someone that I've followed for a while, and he was going through an issue where some stuff just blew up, and he had no idea what was going on. And for me, it was kind of the same thing. Some stuff blew up in my face, and yeah, I don't know what happened, but I was able to figure it out. I was able to get it resolved. And I think the first step that I would give anyone is, step one, make sure you know how big of a deal it is. If it's like seriously one of those like, oh my goodness, we're all going to die moments, if it's like that bad, if like you're going to be putting in extra work over the weekend or whatever, then yeah, that's a good reason to freak out. But if ultimately it's not going to be the end of the world, if it's not a big deal, or if you don't know how big of a deal it is, try to remain calm. Because if you're freaking out before you know how big the fire is, you might be freaking out over nothing. It could be a little flame. But you do need to take it serious. That would be my second advice. So step one is remain calm and try to figure out exactly how big of an issue is it. Step two, no matter how big or small the issue is, take it very seriously. Usually that means that it is something that is like I said, sometimes it's a big issue, sometimes it's a little issue. But if you treat every issue exactly the same, you'll probably have some kind of craziness that just makes it worse. If it's a little issue, you might be complacent, you might miss something. If you treat it like it's the end of the world, then you might put too much pressure on yourself. Take it seriously, don't take it too seriously, but definitely treat every issue exactly the same. Treat every issue like it matters, but not like you're going to die if it doesn't get done, unless you are indeed going to die if it doesn't get done. Yeah, those would probably be my two big thoughts. Own it. That would be my third one. If the mistake is yours, own it. I made the mistake. I told them I made the mistake. I explained exactly how I made the mistake, and I told them how I was going to fix the mistake. In Benjamin's case, he didn't make the mistake. He doesn't know how the mistake happened. But at the end of the day, it's his responsibility to figure out what happened, figure out how to fix it, and that is what he did. And I think he's still kind of researching into that. So shout out to you, Benjamin. I hope that your problem got resolved. If it didn't, then, man, I don't know what to tell you. I was reading about kind of what you were going through. It seems a little rough. Shout outs. Jeff, how's it going? I see your message. Don't worry, you're not going to be too distracting. We are about to break into some code. I promised some people I was going to do a reflection. I definitely wanted to do that. I like doing these. They're fun. But that's going to end my reflection. For those that don't know, or for those that weren't listening earlier, we were talking about what to do when something just blows up in your face. I gave some advice. Advice number 1, try to remain calm. Figure out how bad it is or how not so bad it is. Number 2, treat every issue the same, so that way people know what to expect. You're consistent. You're not freaking out about something, even if it's big or little, but you're also not blowing it off like it's no big deal. Treat everything with the same amount of decisiveness and attention that you would. And then number 3, own it. If it's your responsibility to fix it, make sure you own it. Make sure you're there to fix it. Be sure to give clear explanations as to why it happened. And if you can provide follow-up on how to fix it, then do that. So that's my reflection for today. And now I'm going to stop the recording for the YouTube video.